Good morning, Spirit of God Christian Church. This is Pastor Randall Knighton, and I wanted to come to you early this morning because today is the first day of our church-wide corporate fast. Yes, this is an awesome time in the life of Spirit of God Christian Church, and what this fast really is a preemptive strike for victory. That we know that in our scripture for the year, in that passage, in that last verse of Mark chapter 9, verse 29, Jesus said, "This kind can only come out but by prayer and fasting." And what Jesus was telling us and what he has given us a word this year was that we know that there are no limits, and with God it's all things are possible. However, we know that the enemy does come, and so we want to make sure that we're in a position where we have been fasted and prayed up so that when the enemy comes for us, we're already prepared to defeat him and have our victory. It is my hope and prayer that during this fast that three things will be accomplished for you. That first, your connection with God will become better and stronger. And then that your communication with God will become so much better, and your communication line with God will become so much clearer to God from you, and then also from God to you. And it is our prayer then that number three, that your communion with God will become much more intimate and deeper than it has before. But this fast is special in that God has told me to make sure that I inform you, as I've said in the broadcast before, is that this fast is between you and God. So you should be fasting, you should be denying, you should be sacrificing from the thing that God has asked as a sacrifice from you. You have to spend personal time with God. But I'm doing this video devotional for you today, and I'm going to do it for every one of the 21 days of this fast so that you know that you're not walking alone. Also, on the church's website and on the church's app, we're going to make sure that we provide for you 21-day fast scriptures. So each day I'm going to challenge you to go to the website yourself as a part of your devotion, as a part of your sacrifice, as a part of your connection, your communication, and your communion with God. Go to the website and each day read the scripture in its entirety for that day so that you can have a greater connection, greater communication, and communion with God during this time. So today, the scripture we want to focus in on is Ezra chapter 8, just verse 23. I want to kind of highlight, and it says very simply this, is that so we fasted and petitioned our God about this, and he answered our prayers. Oh, this is a marvelous scripture, and really this scripture comes from within the context of Ezra praying for humility and for safety. And so I want you to know that there are some things that you're going to be praying about and some things that you're fasting over and about that you want to see the Lord move mightily and miraculously on. And I'm just telling you right now that if we do our piece, that we'll certainly be able to say, just like Esther, so we fasted and petitioned our God about this. Now that about this is really a fill in the blank for you between you and God. It's the thing that God has asked of you during this time of prayer and fasting. And it says, and he answered our prayer, which means then we certainly have to spend time in prayer, spend time talking to God, spend time listening to God. Remember, prayer is about petitioning and listening. And so during this time of fasting and prayer, yes, there's denial going on as a part of your discipline and your devotion to God, but make sure that you're spending time communicating with God, communing with God, and connecting with God in prayer. I just want you to know that you're going to have victory. And at the end of this, you will be able to say, just like the end of verse 23, and he answered our prayer. God's going to give you victory in this fast. This is day one, Spirit of God. Let's go. Let's get it done. And let's make sure that we give God our best commitment during these 21 days. And please know you'll not be alone. Your pastor's going to walk with you just like I want you to walk with me during this time. And we'll all share in a great victory in Jesus Christ. God bless you. Go and get day one done.